Okay, I did get the firebox attached to the side with the help from my wife. I was not allowed to record her, so that was part of the trade-off for her help. Do not record. Anyway, so far this is the biggest challenge. You are going to need a second person, or you're going to need a table that you can sit next to the grill and lay this on the table and finagle it to line up the bolts. It is heavy. I put a couple of nice little marks on my legs as I was holding it up, because you're holding it on this end, you're lifting the lid up, and you have someone feeding the nut and bolt through the holes. It does take 1, 2, 3, 4, it takes 8 of them. I have 2 of them in. I'm going to put 6 more in. In the meantime, I'm going to go back and tighten up the side bolt and nut on the bottom and top of the firebox. I did find a ratchet. Once again, when you're attaching the firebox to the side of the grill, you're going to put the 5/16 number 18 3/4 bolt in first. You're then going to place on the inside of the firebox itself the flathead washer, and then you're going to place the locking washer, and then you're going to use the bolt on top. What I'm doing, I'm tightening the top 2 bolts on the firebox to kind of pick it up a little bit before I tighten the rest of them. This will make sure everything's aligned properly. I'm going to go back around the 8 bolts again and tighten them. I think it's going to be extremely important because this is the end you're going to be lifting as you're moving the grill around as needed. There's a lot of weight here, so you definitely want to make sure these bolts are tight. Definitely taking an extra 2 minutes to tighten those up is going to be worth it. Alright, now that we've finished step number 8, getting the firebox attached to the side of the grill, the next thing we're going to do in step number 9 is attach the smokestack to the charcoal side. Parts needed for step number 9 is obviously the smokestack, and we're going to be using 1/4 number 20 1/2 inch bolt and the 1/4 number 20 flange nut. I'm going to need 2 of those. It's not exactly easy to get to the top bolt to use a Phillips head. I'm also seeing that the smokestack attachment on the side is a little bent, which is also making a bit of a challenge. Okay, it's on there, it seems secure, definitely tight. I might have to circle back and use a ratchet on the top later. Moving on to step number 10. We're going to attach the right side shelf to the burner. Actually, it looks like number 10, what we're doing is facing, or not facing, we're going to put the burner plate on the side burner. So basically your burner dowel will go on the front of this, and this has to be attached to this. Let's see what size screws and bolts we need. This is going to be number 10, 3/8 inch shelf tap screw. We're going to need 4 of them. Okay, by the looks of things, this is not going to be easily gotten to with a Phillips head screwdriver. Turn this around a little bit. Since I'm right-handed, it's just going to make it easier for me to get to it. Okay, one side. I would have to say this is the second challenge of the day. The first one was getting the firebox on. And it really shouldn't be that difficult because you can get a screwdriver in there. It's just you're working with such a small screw and there's no room to get your hand around the screwdriver. I think that'll work. Okay, the next part to step number 10 is attaching this burner to the side of the main grill tank. We're going to be using 1/4 number 20 1/2-inch bolt. For this particular step, you can actually start putting the bolts in, and we will set the shelf up on the side and slide it down on the bolts, and then you can tighten the bolts up. Okay, got the side burner attached. Item number C to step 10 is the self-tap screw and putting the burner control in, it looks like. That'll be this piece. Actually, one of these number 10 bolts goes in underneath. However, that does not line up. I think the only way it would line up if we lifted this up some. Take another look at the directions here. This doesn't look like the right size. Okay, from what I'm seeing, the only way to align this piece up is if we lifted this whole section up, which would then not be that secure. Since these two are just to stabilize this front piece, it seems secure, it's tight. I think I'm going to leave this out for right now. The next step is to put this knob on here. Okay, step 13, we're putting the 3 heat tents inside on top of the burners on the propane side, obviously. Step number 14, we're going to place the charcoal grate assembly into the charcoal grill bottom and the charcoal grate into the firebox bottom. Step number 15, we're going to place 2 of the smaller cooking grates into the firebox. Then we're going to place 4 large cooking grates into the smoker chamber. These grates do have little notches for the bottom, so you want to make sure that you are putting them up properly. Step number 16, we're going to slide the grease cup into the mounting bracket. This is going to be on the back of the smoker chamber. Small little drawer. I like this. It has a deeper tray to catch more grease. Step number 17, we're going to remove the electronic ignition module cap and insert the battery. It works. Step number 18, we're going to hook up the propane tank, put it in the bottom, and we're going to insert the thermometer gauges on each side of the top chamber. These are identical, so you can insert on either side. It does have an adjustment bolt, so if it's not lining up properly, you can adjust the bolt a little bit. I'm going to wait till I roll this to the back before I hook up the propane tank. And there you have it. It did take a while, but I like the end result. Well, there you have it. The Oklahoma Joe's smoker, charcoal, and propane grill. It does take a while to put it together, but I have to tell you, I like the quality of it. I like the larger wheels. I like the quality of the steel that is put into this. I like the cast iron grates that are inside. Just the screws and bolts, everything about this seems to be better than the other grills I've checked out that was compatible to this. I checked out a grill at BJ's that was a 3-in-1. The metal was very thin, the screws and bolts were tiny, it was flimsy when I tried to move it. This is solid. This is a very heavy grill. I'll warn you about that. You're going to need help with it. But it is completed. It took a couple hours to get it together, probably a little bit longer because I was trying to videotape everything to give some type of instruction. But I hope you found it entertaining, if nothing else. But thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, and if you like this video, give me the thumbs up, please. Thank you for tuning in.